Episode 3, FTB.
FTB with
It's
T.
gotta be. Yeah, FTB with T.
Everyone's gonna be like,
FTB
fuck the
with
bitch.
What's FTB?
Nah.
I'm gonna have to
You
click
gonna
and
say
listen.
FTB?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to click and listen to see what the fuck's FTB.
We back.
So,
Episode 3 of the Nonstop Politicking Podcast.
Yes, sir.
You already know I'm here with Big Abe.
it's Big Abe. Y'all know what it
Smelly
is.
Abe.
I call him.
Nietzsche,
I have a nickname for him. I call him Brother Little Lebanon.
brother.
That's what I've been saving as my phone since we met.
Yo.
That's fine.
You already
That's
know
what
I got
call you
here.
by.
Big Nietzsche. Pop
Jordan, you already know.
And today we got a special guest. Introduce yourself.
T.
Anything you want to say, like, first, just off the rip? Anything.
Nah, I'm just happy to be here. This is my podcast debut. I've always dreamed about being on a podcast. I had some people talk about podcasts. A lot of, like we said, all bark, no bite. You know, a lot of cap.
Yeah.
But, you know, Abe, Jordan, good ass fellas. You know, they say we're gonna get you on the podcast. They hit me up right away. So, happy to be
for
here. Let's
sure.
get it chopping.
Yeah, they was telling us about you, and it seemed interesting.
Yeah,
So I was like,
what were
for
they saying?
sure.
What were they saying?
They would say you be like something about a restaurant, and like you're
The
smart,
table.
And the
The
stuff.
table, yeah.
And like how
and you
your
know how,
mindset is.
and you know how to move, and like they was like
Yeah.
good, all good things, hyping
Hey.
you up.
We all know how to move. That's the
So I
thing.
was
We
like-
all bring something to the table. That's what I
sure,
always say,
yeah.
right? Like I don't have all the answers. You don't have all the answers. But we piece this shit together, and that's how we move forward. So that's the whole point of what I was doing at the table. We get the 1 hour oysters, the apps, the drinks. So yeah, just have someone different every single week. I wear a different tracksuit every single week. Post up my story. You know, I want to put the spotlight on other people. You know, I have people at my table. And, you know, I want to highlight their story, and I want to put them on the map. You know, it's not just about me. It's about other people and uplifting other people as well.
That's what's
Yeah,
up.
Yeah,
because if you make it to the top by yourself, it's boring at that point.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, what are you going to do? I always say this. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to chase the bag, be in your big-ass house, and count your Benjamins by yourself?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
You know, it's stupid. You know, you got to share that shit with others. So,
For sure.
And that's how people become successful with the connections and the other people they help out. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And it's just life. The more you give, the more you get.
Yeah,
And, like,
exactly.
Now they say that, like, a lot of studies and stuff, like psychology of happiness, they say, like, true happiness comes when you're giving back to other people, right? Like,
Yeah,
when you're
hell
doing stuff for
yeah.
other people, they say, like, yo, you want a quick mood enhancer? You know, obviously, you know, you can smoke some weed if you want. You guys, but, you know, I can have some my Don Julio, right? I like Henny. I wish I had some Henny. Drink some
Me
Henny.
too.
But nah, on a serious note, though, like, doing stuff for other people, that releases endorphins, and that's how you get happy, and that's what makes people feel good about themselves,
for
right?
real.
You know, I mean, you got to think about it, right? Like with this whole theme of mental health, more prevalent than ever. You know, how can we? What are some things we could do? Ways that we can, you know, achieve that happiness and, you know, be there for one another. So, just being there for the boys. I say, I don't know if you guys use this, FTB. FTB, you got to be FTB for the boys. At
For
all
the
times.
boys?
Paramount. Yeah, just be
100%.
FTB.
100%.
Yeah.
Nah, like we've been that. Like
I fuck with that heavy, bro.
FTB, you guys ever use that at Elmwood Park or no?
Nah,
I've
we've
never
never
heard
done
of
that,
it,
but
but I
like,
feel like
that's crazy.
we all live by that.
We've-
Like
yeah.
regardless, you know what I mean?
You know how I don't know if they have it with iPhones, but when we had the flip phones back in the day, you can have like a signature on every single text message you send.
Yeah.
I pretty much end every message with FTB. Just like always just emphasizing that shit, like be for the boys, be for the boys. Like when you wake up, you gotta be for the boys as fuck.
Nah, it's a
You know,
staple.
you give me Don Julio, yo, that's for the boys as fuck. You know, you invite me on here, that's for the boys as fuck. You know, just
Yeah.
that's the mentality you gotta have. And when you do that, yo, it motivates other people to be FTB. And when everyone's all of a sudden firing off all cylinders, everyone's FTB, dude, that's what life's all about,
Yo,
in my opinion.
speaking of being for the boys, you know
Yeah.
how we were just talking before about Andrew Tate and how he got canceled? Do
Yeah.
you feel like he was for the boys?
I think what he's trying to do is, I mean, he has the podcast. I think he's trying to help other people at the end of the day. He's trying to help men. I think, again, this theme of you know, mental health and men's mental health, I think he just wants people to win, and he wants people to be their best. And I think his intentions are good. But the thing is, it's just like anything I say, you say, we all say, people can interpret things differently, right? And for a lot of people, they took his message and his whole persona, what's he's about, they interpreted it the wrong way. So,
like a Dave
I mean,
Chappelle.
exactly.
Like
yeah,
you gotta
things-
have like tough skin to like
exactly
understand.
And it
his
takes
message.
courage to be someone like Andrew that's gonna go against the grain, you know, not just go with the norm and say things that maybe are controversial. So, I mean, look, I agree with some of the stuff he says. We talked about before. Some stuff I don't agree with. You know, it's 50-50. But, I mean, I commend him for, I think at the end of the day, he's trying to help people out. So, I mean.
He's like, overall, it's a good message.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to grinding, right?
Yeah.
As men, just like working hard and, you know, just being on your grind, not making excuses, not
That
having.
part.
You know what it is? It's that victim mentality. I think not having
Oh,
that
I
victim
hate
mentality.
that.
That's the biggest
I
thing.
hate
And that's with
that.
everybody. That victim
I hate
mentality,
that.
right? And the thing with Andrew Tate, right? Like, am I his biggest fan? No. But, like, you know, we go on social media, we see his messages, and I like to be open-minded. And whether someone is popular or not popular, I try my best just to take in content, whether I agree with it or not. Because, you know, there's certain gaps sometimes that I need to fill, and if I listen to different perspectives on things, maybe I'll learn something along the way. So, we'll see.
Nah, like that's my that's my favorite part about like conversation and like watching debates and other things is because you get to see both sides,
Yeah.
and then at the end of the day, you get to walk away with what you think or whatever. But like, it's tough because you have to find the right people to talk to because these days, tough conversations are hard to have because people
People are
don't
so-
understand like how it takes time to understand change, and people don't understand that.
People are
Right.
just
So-
sensitive.
Yeah,
That's the thing, bro. The sensitive shit. Like, I don't know if it had to do with the internet starting, but you hear these stories
mean-
from our parents and our grandparents about back in the day. They didn't give a fuck, bro. There was like no.
The internet
se-
has a big part on
They're
it. though.
Yeah.
not because
The internet's gonna. We said it in previous podcasts, bro.
Nah, but it's because the internet gives everybody a voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all of a sudden now you got, back in the day, we talk about our parents and grandparents. There was no keyboard warriors back in the day.
Yeah.
You couldn't talk shit. They didn't have the technology to
Yeah.
talk shit. You want to talk shit, you got to do it in person.
Yeah.
And
Go
now
up to
everyone
the
wants to
fr-
talk
show
shit
up
because
to
they
their
know the
house.
consequences. Now,
Yeah.
now everyone has a fucking keyboard in front of them. 2-year-olds have iPads they play with.
Yeah.
So
A
easy.
3-year-old could talk shit if they know enough. If they know enough language, you know, and that changes the mentality of how people go about life, and that's what's different about our society. So when we look at the older generations, like our parents, you know, they laugh. My parents laugh all the time because they see how much shit's being talked on the
Yeah.
internet. You know, all of a sudden everyone's pounding their chest on the internet because they have this platform to do so. But man, face to face, I know they're not doing that.
Trigger
I literally
fingers,
saw. I
Twitter
even saw
fingers.
this. The whole mentality with social media, everything. Social media could be a great thing if utilized the right way, but there's also a lot of bad things too. I literally saw a meme the other day. You know, it was about a kid from the '90s. Hey mom, I came home when the sun set. I scraped my knees. You know, I was playing tackle football on concrete. Then someone's it was like someone's football went in another person's yard. I had to hop the fence, and that dog was chasing after me. I got bit by the dog. And the kid just comes home, just kind of like, you know, just scrappy, just a little beat up, but he's, you know, happy, he's having a good time. He went through that adversity a little bit. Then it's like, oh, kids nowadays in 2022, oh my God, I'm depressed because she left me on red. I slid in her DMs,
The
jumped
most
out red. I don't know how
crazy.
I'm gonna get out of bed today. Oh my God.
Nah,
and
it's-
just that whole mentality change. And that shit, yeah, it's a little hyperbole, like exaggeration, but it's true. This is how the world is nowadays. It's different.
It's sad.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's getting, and it's the worst part about it is not getting better. You get me?
Nah,
It's getting
yeah.
worse.
I don't see it getting better either. Like
The shit, bro.
Bro,
They're
like-
only coming out with better technology,
like our
better
kids-
shit.
kids
like-
Well,
is
get ready
gonna
for
be-
VR, virtual reality.
That's what I'm saying.
Life is
we
gonna
got
be
into
on
that
the internet,
before.
bro. You're
The
gonna
meta,
be-
you heard about
you're
that?
gonna have, like-
Metaverse?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
bro, you're gonna
our
be-
first episode.
Are y'all
we
gonna
talked
get
about
into it?
that.
What, the metaverse?
The metaverse.
You
Yeah.
want? You know what the
Like, get into
metaverse
it?
is?
Bro, I saw a dude.
Alright,
they,
for the-
they
Like,
should've-
are you guys gonna be in? Like, are you guys
Oh,
gonna have
hell
it
yeah,
set up?
sure.
Y'all
I mean,
gonna-
I feel like it's gonna be very lucrative, bro, if you get in it the right way. I'm not gonna live in VR, you get me? But I'm
But
gonna
that's-
use it for what I need.
But think
to,
about
you know
it like this: your phone, right? It took a while
Your
for
phone
you
is
to get.
VR, just slower.
I know that's what I'm saying. It took a while for you to use it every time. So what if that happens with the actual VR? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
That's
trying to
just
say?
all a mindset
What are
thing.
you talking about?
Because even I'm
Like
on
you know
my
how you
phone,
get
but-
addicted to being on your phone?
Okay.
What if you get addicted
It
to
is.
being on,
It
being
is.
online?
It will be.
Because, dude, you could look however you want. Be
That's
who you
what I'm
want.
saying.
Dude,
When
I
you-
literally saw
That's why
VR
I'm-
in another country. I think it was in China. I literally saw a TikTok. Like a dude is literally having sex on VR. Like this goofy
but
shit
it's not
like
even.
that.
It's not even that.
This
It's like
goofy shit like that. But I'm not even kidding.
Yeah,
How
people
damn
really
bad
do
you have
that
to
shit.
But
be to
That's
watch
what I'm
anybody
saying.
on
how
VR?
many people live stream like GTA roleplay for like 6-7 hours, do 24-hour live streams? Imagine when you have like the whole Oculus
what I'm
on
saying.
and the headsets, bro.
They're gonna live
like
you.
you're in a whole different.
They're not gonna. They're
like,
not
you're
gonna.
not
They're not gonna
even-
get out their house,
But
bro.
all of that, it comes down
It's
to
gonna
like your
change.
mindset, bro. Like even me, I have a phone and I have social
Yeah.
media, but I also know like I can't just use it
Moderation.
all day long. Yeah,
Moderation,
like,
bro.
yeah.
Like I said, I mean, phones, technology, social media, it can all be a good thing if utilized the right way. But if you let it consume you,
That's
you
a
know, if you
fact.
base your, again, we talk about that theme of happiness, right? If you base your happiness off of social media, the number of likes you get, the comments, and following ratio, right? If that's what you're basing your happiness on, that's why a lot of people are depressed and are anxious nowadays. You know, they post a pickup that honestly, I've seen people, they post a fire ass pic. They got a nice fit on, or, you know, they're somewhere really nice. But oh my God, I only got 50 likes in 2 hours. I got to take it down. Why are you taking down such a high quality picture? You're predicating your happiness and the post
people
on
social
other people's
media,
validation. The validation should come from yourself,
See,
bro.
that's sad, and that comes with that victim mentality. Like
Facts.
you don't have to please other people in order to be happy. At the end of the day, if you're happy, it should be based on your own like
Your own
self-
validation. Your own
Exactly,
validation.
bro.
Bro, I think
Like-
about, I've had Instagram since 2012. A couple of years ago, when I guess people were younger, they're using Instagram more. I was getting a lot more likes and a lot more engagement on my content I was posting. I don't get as many likes as I do today.
You don't go.
But you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I'm happier than ever.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm way happier now than when I was, even though it might appear. But you look at someone looking at my page, oh, wow, he's getting all this engagement. He's getting all these likes. He must be having it good, or he must be happy. Now it's actually the opposite. Because that's when I made that decision growing up and becoming more mature and living life more, that my validation, my happiness comes from myself. And I'm in control of that. I'm in control of my own destiny, not other people's validation. And once we can, you know, I just wish more people would understand that notion, because there'd be less depression, less anxiety. You know, people would be in less, not that competition's bad, but there would just be less comparison. And I just think I know the world would be a better place.
Nah, yeah. Like the first episode I got into, like, I think the internet is gonna kill weak-minded people.
Yeah.
It's gonna be,
100%.
it's over for them. And then in episode 2, we got into no one can be you better than you can be you. Like, and you can't be anyone else better than they can be themselves. So like,
Yeah.
stop trying to be other people and just live in what makes you happy.
I
Just
feel like a
do
lot
it.
of people are living to please or to obtain validation from other people, right? They're buying shit, they're buying nice clothes, or maybe leasing a car that they can't afford, or doing things or posting things to seek attention from people who honestly probably give two fucks, couldn't give
For
two
real.
fucks
No
about them, right? Like they're chasing this external, like I keep using the word validation, but they keep chasing that externally instead of intrinsically within themselves.
Yeah.
Nah, but like what I always say is like no matter what interaction I'm having, no matter like what I'm doing, if it was a presentation I'm giving in college or whatever, a lot of the things is like whatever happens, most people forget it in the second it happens. So it's like whatever you're trying to like prove to these people, whatever you're trying to get valid or whatever you're trying to get across to them, it's like it means nothing because it's just gonna be forgotten within the matter of seconds.
Facts.
Yo, but
That's
my fault. I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
no,
off.
that's-
I remembered my point. The thing is, when you see somebody on social media with a Lambo, with a Ferrari, flexing all that money, you see that, you shouldn't get sad. You should be like,
Motivated.
exactly.
Yeah.
We always talk about that. You shouldn't use comparison to bring yourself down. You should use comparison to bring yourself up. Like you see somebody, you're like, oh, how could I do that? And you find your own way to get. It's like a puzzle, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Figure it out.
We talk about, you asked about Andrew Tate. That was one of Andrew Tate's messages. You should look at that stuff as motivation. And I think true confidence, right? True confidence, men, iron sharpening iron, men elevating men, women elevating women, etc. Is instead of being like, hey, look what I have and flaunt in your face, be like, hey, like, how can I help you get up there? How can I help you get to this level? And I think that's his message. And people interpret things differently and they interpret that the wrong way. But yeah, I mean, I love this quote about you look at your boys, you look at your circle. And if they're not motivating you, that's not a circle. That's a cage, and you don't want to have a cage. You want your boys. A circle is someone that helps one another elevate, right? You don't ever want to be in a cage. You don't ever want to feel like you can't be yourself, or you can't get to point A to point B.
That's
Yo,
some real shit.
Me personally, bro, you don't even have to be my boy, bro. I don't even have to like you. I just want to see everybody, like, not even around me, bro. If you ever came in contact with me, I don't wish you bad at all. I want to see you do the best you could possibly.
Bro, why am I here today? How am I here today? How do us three know each other?
blue.
What happened? What's the story? I was thinking about this driving here.
It
This got brought up.
it was
how
funny.
if you had to ask T, how you guys know T from Jersey City? How would you answer that question?
If I were to tell the whole story, it would be funny as hell.
Tell the
but-
whole story. That's what we're here for.
So we was working out, blah blah blah, and then at LA Fitness gym, blah blah. We were working out, and Abe starts shouting out, "I'm a barber," right? Because I was trying to get my clientele up, blah blah. He was like, "Yo, my
That's
boy's
a
a
real one.
barber."
That's a real
Yeah,
one,
for real.
though. I like that.
He's like, "Yo, my boy's a barber." He starts going up to like these random kids, and he comes up to us and he's like, "Yo, why you stealing my clientele?" And we was like, "Hold on, wait."
Oh, me? Yeah, I was like, I'm a barber.
Yeah.
I got mad time. I never met this kid before. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. You steal my client?
Yeah.
You gotta take this outside.
And he was like, "Nah, I'm just fucking with you. It's good." And we just started chopping it up, and that's how we literally connected.
I want to add to that story though. Before that even transpired, where I pretended to be a barber and started shit with you, dude, I'll never forget this. I was thinking about it here. LA Fitness in Paramus on Route 17. My boy was hitting 70-pound dumbbells, incline close bench with the 70s. Mad fucking weight, impressive. Throwing that shit up like reps of 20. I remember, I don't know, I was getting a good pump, man. I just felt good. When he got done with the set, he throws the dumbbells down. I'm just like, I don't even know the kid. I'm just like, yo, like, good fucking set, boy. Dapped him up, the dab with conviction as if he's a day one. As I've known him since, since the sandbox. Fucking with him again. I'm a barber.
Yeah,
No, I'm like, yeah, yo, I'm Middle Eastern. You're like, oh, really? I'm fucking Lebanese and Turkish. I know how to speak Turkish. I'm like, oh, Sen Nasılsın, how are you? And he's like, no, you dead ass. And I'm just like, no. I'm like, no, I'm not dead ass. And I explained the whole story, and that's how we got started talking. And then that's when he started the whole barber thing. And it's just awesome that those little
Wait, so
tidbits.
this all happened the same day.
This happened within 2 minutes.
Literally
Like,
2
snap
minutes,
a fucking
bro.
finger. Bro, if I didn't dap him up, I wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't have the rapport. He wouldn't be at my table.
It's true, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
I actually want to talk about that experience.
That's
yo.
hilarious.
So, like he touched up on earlier, he has this thing where, I don't know, you said you stopped doing it, but he might get back on
I
it.
might have
where-
a season 2.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where he brings somebody different every week to his table and he gets their perspective on life. And as you know, we're always talking about perspective. I mean, I don't know if y'all seen whatever, but we always talking about perspective, and he's very big on that. He sees a lot of different people and a lot of different perspectives, and I just want to get your opinion on why you do that. Like, why do you enjoy bringing people to the table besides bringing them up? Like, what joy do you receive out of talking to different people?
No, it's good, right? I mean, that theme of open-mindedness, right? We can all learn from one another. I'm the oldest one here. I'm 26. But that doesn't mean I'm any better or worse than anybody else, right? And I always say this, my boys know this. The calendar might say, little bro, but I can learn a ton from you. And I truly mean that, because we all come from different families, different backgrounds, different ethnicities. And, man, when you just take a little bit from everybody, you piece it together, you can really shape a unique perspective, and you can really learn a ton. So the whole thing with the table is, look, it's very simple. You guys are all close friends. It's very easy to hang out with people you're most comfortable with, your closest friends. But what about those people that maybe, like, you go to the gym, oh, yo, the people you pass, yo, what's good? You just dap them up and keep going. You don't really know them, right? What if I lean into those relationships? And what if I try to get that relationship from here to here and level up that relationship? So the whole point of the table was to take those kind of people that maybe I'm not the closest with, maybe people that I don't know too well, and elevate that relationship. So someone like you, right? I mean, I don't really, know you that well, but how do I get from I don't know you that well to, yo, you're my fucking boy. I run through a brick wall for you. How do we get that? How do we make that transition? So that's the whole point of the table. In addition to, I posted up on my story. I put people on, put them on my story, and I want to put the spotlight on them as well. So, no, it was just a fun thing. I wear a different tracksuit every time too. The first 2 times I wore a different tracksuit, and people in my DMs just started gassing up like, damn, the tracksuits go hard. I'm like, you know what if I just take this and run with it? What if I just actually invest in a different tracksuit every single week? And that's the little inside joke. So I get to accomplish a lot of things. I get to wear a nice tracksuit. I get to build on my relationships. I get to eat oysters, which I can get into a whole topic there. One of the most nutritious foods on the planet. And again, people, they'll be in their DMs, they'll text and stuff, but there's nothing better than actual FaceTime with people.
And what do you guys actually talk about on the like at the table?
Just talking ball, man. Just talking about their goals, what they're doing, what's going on in their lives, what's going on in my life, and just being vulnerable, I should say, or in other words, just being real, right? So that means talking about the good, but also not avoiding the bad, right? And talking through those kind of things, because I feel like we all go through stuff. Some people are just not as transparent about it as others. But if you can just have like in a one-on-one setting, just talk things over, all of a sudden now I want people to walk away realizing, oh, I'm not alone, or I'm not the only person who has, adversity in their life. I'm able to obtain an insight on how to overcome that adversity. I also want to build trust with people, right? I want people to know, like, yo, you can hit me up no matter what, and I'll be there for you. Now, how do we trust people, right? What makes us trust in people? Spending quality time with them, having those conversations, and just emphasizing being there for them. And bro, think about it. It's awesome because I build a relationship with Abe. I build a relationship with Jordan. Now now that opens up other doors. I can build a relationship with you. I can build a relationship with you, and it's just a web. It just keeps networking out. That's the goal, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But I want
like
to
that.
switch a little bit. So I want to talk about how you even got there. You get me? Like, how you even got to being able to bring someone to eat oysters every single week in a new tracksuit every single week. Like, what was the journey getting to
No,
this
that's
point?
funny how the tracksuit like builds up your conversation.
100%.
Like, that's hilarious.
I wouldn't say building up. It just comes down to having the courage to shoot your shot, right? So again, it's very easy. The probability of hitting up one of my close friends, you want to come through? Oh yeah, fuck yeah, we hang out all the time. But having that courage to slide in someone's DM that you're acquaintances with, you're cool with, but you don't hang out with them on the reg, right? And honestly, I got to shoot my shot a little bit. People be like, yeah, I'll let you know, I'm busy or I can't. And that's the thing. I mean, that only excites me more when I have to go out and get it and go get my next guest, because it goes to show, it shows that courage of being able to reach out to other people. And it's no different than sliding the girls' DMs, right? I mean, what does Gretzky say? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Bro, think about if I don't slide in someone's DM like, yo, come to the table with me. Think about that insight I potentially miss out on. Think about that relationship I potentially miss out on.
That's so
And
true.
I'd rather get told like no or get like left on red than have that regret, right?
Because a no is worse than like an if.
Big facts.
You have to, like, if you don't go out and, like what they say, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. Like,
Facts.
you have to say what you want, or like,
You got to go get it, man. And that's the thing. I'm a sales professional, so it's all, everything in life is sales. No matter what even electrician, barber. I don't know what you guys do for a living. You're still in school or whatever, but every job is sales. Life is sales, and part of sales is you need to go and create your own opportunities. There's people that are in inside sales where they receive the calls like, "Yo, I'm interested," and those are the layups. But a true salesperson, true person of life, they go out and they create their own path. They create their own opportunity, and whatever facet that may be.
What would you say is like what would you say has given you the biggest success in like finding new people and like meeting new people and taking them out and like having new trips and stuff?
I just think at the end of the day, we all want to be loved, right? Like we all want to be liked, and at the end of the day, we all have a choice every day to be a good person. And whether it's at the gym, you motivate one another, strangers, you compliment, just things like that. It opens up avenues. I mean, specifically, where does that come from? I was thinking about this on the way here. I'm really into working out and fitness, and I started working out in 2011 when I was a freshman in high school. I was the same height I am now, and 107 pounds. I was a fucking twig. And my max bench was like 70 pounds. I was frail as shit. And unfortunately, now looking back at it, these people were insecure. I had a lot of bullies in my life at the school gym. I'm just going to say it candidly, call me a faggot, a pussy, call me frail, bitch boy, all this stuff. And, just fortunately I had the right people in my circle to keep me pushing forward, keep me grounded, keep me level-headed, to just keep going to work, keep chopping wood. And, now I'm in phenomenal shape. I still have a lot of work to do. I still got to get better, but now my job is I want to be a motivator to people who maybe are overweight, who are underweight like me, or just getting started. And rather than be that piece of shit, honestly, just be that motivator. Just because I know how that feels getting bullied. I know how that feels. Again, we talk about this vulnerability. I know how that feels being at rock bottom and having people talk shit and try to bring you down. Understanding now that all just stems from insecurity at the end of the day. You know, if you're truly confident and happy, you don't bring people down, you uplift them. And so that's why at the gym, right? You know, that's why I'm dapping you up after a good set. You know, if someone that maybe is not performing at a high level, I try to motivate them because you never know what people are going through. And if you can, you know, be that catalyst, that positive figure, you never know the lives that you could change doing so.
Bro.
I have a question for you going back to the bullies, though. Do you feel like that helped you mold into this person you are today, this
100%.
giving person?
I was just about to ask.
Also, do you think it
100%.
motivated you to do better in your personal life, like work-wise? And
Absolutely, 100%, right? Because, I mean, you think about, everyone has to go through something, right? Everyone has to go through some adversity. You think about, I just reflect on how those moments made me feel, right? And I just also reflect on how grateful I am to have the people in my circle to motivate me to keep pushing forward, head down, go to work. So now when I'm in a position of leadership or I'm in a position where, you know, I have a choice where I can make a positive or negative impact on someone, I'm going to choose the positive route. So I just remember the negative feelings that it gave me, just how bad it made me feel about myself. And again, this isn't a skill; it's all a choice at the end of the day.
Hey.
Bro, think about making the right choices, right? It's all in our control. Again, we talk about this victim mentality. People who have victim mentality, like, oh, I can't do this, I can do that. Yeah, and a lot of this comes down to a choice at the end of the day, fellas. So, yeah, I'm just thankful.
Hate never comes from people that's doing better than you.
Facts.
So
That's
if
so
someone is
fat.
hating on you, it's for a reason. Like, most of the time,
I
it's
need another
'cause-
Don Julio. Shit, fellas. I'm driving. I'm good.
Like most of the time, when people hate on you, is because there's something about you that they feel like they can't do as good as you.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
do you guys think like so like in your case, like what you said, do you think like those people like what they said to you, like do you think that like drove you to like become a better person or like work harder or like achieve more?
Like I said, I mean, just trying to be radically open-minded, talk about this theme of learning from everyone, right? Even people who are maybe a negative influence, you can learn from them. Not necessarily what to do, you can learn what not to do. You can learn what not to do. You can now, from that experience, though, citing that experience, you can learn what not to do. You can learn not to talk shit to people, not to pick on people that maybe you feel are inferior to you. Because again, that's, to me, that's weakness right there. If you need to, you're at the gym, bro. Use that energy to fucking get your bench up, to get your weight up. Why are you using energy talking shit? Like, is that where you get your validation from? Is that where you get your happiness from? Is that how you make yourself feel good? Man, fuck that. But again, people are young and, they're immature. They don't know these things. You'd be surprised, though. There's still people, it's all a social construct. There's still people that could be 20 years old, 30 years old. Fuck, there could be 50-year-olds that still are insecure and they do these kind of mechanisms. So I'm just thankful for the adversity because it's all about your perspective and what you do with things, right? They say 10% of life is what actually happens to you, 90% how you react to it. So what now, what mentality? So what now, what mentality? Okay, you get bullied, you get rocked a little bit. Now what? It's like that Mike Tyson quote. It's not, everyone's got a plan until you get hit, till you get punched in the mouth. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do now?
And that's a fact, bro. You see it a lot with small businesses, bro. Everyone's got a plan. They think they're gonna make millions, and then once this little problem happens and their business goes down a little bit, they're like, fuck, they give up.
Wait,
You can never give up on some shit, bro.
Sometimes it don't even be a problem happen. Sometimes it doesn't make them $1 million in 2 days and they just quit.
Yeah.
No patience.
Yeah.
Patience.
Yeah, sometimes
Yo, that's
it's
the
like,
thing.
it's not a problem. It didn't happen like that, so they don't want it.
That's a thing, bro. Patience. You need to have patience in life, bro. With patience comes a lot of things. Bro.
What did they
You
say?
gotta-
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
It wasn't built in a day.
So what do you think was the biggest lesson you learned so far on your journey through life? Like your biggest lesson that, sometimes you learn the same lesson in different ways.
Yeah, I'd definitely say my mom always taught me this, and I touched on it a little bit in this conversation, but we all control our own destiny. Again, it's all, you throw up all these leaves, and you start to catch the leaves, and everything starts to connect. Victim mentality and controlling your own destiny. That's the biggest lesson I learned is we control our destiny, yo. Like, all the choices we make every single day, that's all, it doesn't matter. Some people get dealt a better hand than others, yes. But just because you get dealt, we all play poker, just because you get dealt pocket aces, pocket rocket, doesn't mean you're going to win the hand. Someone can get dealt a 2-7 unsuited and still beat the person with pocket aces because they played their hand better, because they made better choices. They were more strategic. And we all control how we show up to everything in life. We control our attitude. We control all this stuff, man. I know it's a lot easier said than done, but man, once you manifest that, once you understand that, you can go places. That's why I think a lot of like when you think about history, a lot of kings, a lot of emperors, they came from nothing a lot of times. Pablo Escobar, right? You all saw Narcos. Pablo Escobar didn't come from shit in Colombia. And that's the thing. Like that hungry dogs run faster. He had that drive. And he got dealt a shitty hand, but he turned out pretty well. He's a fucking criminal, but in terms of how to hustle and how to fucking make money. And,
but they say
and again, we talk
about
about
business people.
At the end of the day, though, they call him the Robin Hood of Colombia. At the end of the day, his intentions were good. His intentions were to give back to his community.
He loved his people.
He loved his people. That was his thing. And again, back to your question about the biggest lesson, we control our destiny, man. How we show up, the impact that we can make, man. I might not have many resources. If I might not have any resources, I could still have a good attitude. I could still be for the boys, right? We talk about FTB. Still be for the boys. It doesn't take any skill to be FTB. It's all a choice. So, man, once you start to exhibit that, man, it's gonna help you out.
Is that maybe your boy has the resources and or a talent?
Oh, you get your. But that's the thing. If you come from a good upbringing, you come from you spoiled. You come from money. A lot of times people get caught off guard, right? They become complacent. They start to get comfortable, and then all of a sudden now next thing you know, they can lose stuff really quickly. That's the thing, man. My boy Alex, shout out Alex when you listen to this. Complacency. He's always talking about how complacency kills, and that's the thing, man. You gotta go through something. I'm just super thankful for my upbringing, just being real with everyone. I'm always gonna be real. My family, upper middle class. We never really had adversity financially. Both my parents white collar. They're smart people, good people, right? But the way that they raised me and my two older brothers, yeah, they have money in like an oh shit fund if like we really need it, but they suppressed a lot of lucrative things from us, or they taught us just how to be humble. They taught us that, hey, maybe you don't need to have the brand name clothes. You can still rock with,
Thrift store.
I can still rock a TJ Maxx outfit and still pull. You know what I mean?
Yo, and that's the way it should be.
And that's the thing. And that I'm so thankful for that, because a lot of people in their position, they'd spoil their children. Yeah. They wouldn't present adversity to them, but they were able to suppress that lucrative stuff. And little by little, give us a little adversity, teach us how to save money, teach us how to go out and hustle. It snows out in Bergen, go shovel driveways, make $100 for the day. I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah, for real. That teaches you how to be a person throughout life.
Great parenting, because even though they're making money now, knock on wood, I'm not saying, like, God forbid, but when they go, where's your money coming from? They're teaching you values young. So you know how to get it on your own.
They're trying to pass the torch.
You know what I mean? They're teaching you young that you don't need a $500 shirt to, once again, be happy. Like, you don't need you don't need materials to be happy. You can have something from Walmart.
Because you know what happens, you think you need that brand new car, you think you need that Gucci shirt, all of a sudden now you're taking a loan out on the credibility of that brand car or that brand t-shirt. You're literally taking the credibility of that external thing for your validation, right? Yeah. Like, all of a sudden you're like, I need this because I don't have it in me to do this. Bro, winners, they do the opposite. They'll fucking take a TJ Maxx outfit and they'll go to the fucking club and they'll pull a girl. You know what they'll do? My first car was a 1993 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Chipped paint, looked like shit. The speedometer literally went backwards. And one of my boys in high school, he said, I was taking this girl on a date. Girl, he said, yo, you gotta borrow your mom's BMW. There's no way you're gonna pull up to her house with that. She's not gonna want to talk to you. Well, why not, man? Because, dude, you need the nice car, right? What about the driver? So you're saying that $50,000 car can buy a $5 personality? Fuck out of here. I want to adopt the mindset the opposite. I'd rather drive a $5 car with a $50,000 personality. Have those intangibles, you know what I mean?
That's what.
Because, bro, think about it. When you grow up like that and you had that mindset. Think about then when you do make it and you got the resources to have both, that $50,000 car and that $50,000 personality. Then you're fucking really winning.
You're up, bro.
Then you're big up.
Then you're big up. Aspects of life, bro. When you can make that money and be happy making money, you're golden. You're king, bro.
That's the goal in life.
Of course.
The freedom of
that financial freedom to be able to do what you want.
That's why I like what you're doing with the electrician route. yeah, you're putting the work in as an electrician, but you told me you want to start your own business. You want to have subcontractors and people doing the work for you. And that having that autonomy, that's the key. You know, passive income. Then you're making money by not lifting a finger. That's what we got to get to.
I have a lot of big goals, and like not even the electric. I mean, it has to go hand in hand, but like real estate, for example, I don't want to touch too much on it, but I want to get really big on real estate, and like once I get my money up, you know, that's really what it is, man. I'm still starting out. Once I could start getting more money per hour, and I could start saving and like, you know what I mean, or get more side jobs. Like I'm trying to get side jobs now. It's just harder because, you know, I'm younger. People see me and they don't take me serious, but I know what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, I always say this as a barber because everyone looks at a young barber differently than like older and experienced barbers. But I always say the younger people that are in the trade are always more hungry than the people that are comfortable in the trade. You know what I'm trying to say?
Has to go hand in hand with
Yeah.
complacency.
Yeah.
Bro.
And it's like, I don't know, bro. It's like, I feel like I'd rather help someone that's trying to benefit their future instead of someone that's already at their future. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy? A real life example of that, bro. You could look at college football compared to the NFL. You know what I mean? In college, bro, people are trying to
and they go
trying to get
they
a
go
contract.
off.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
Once they get that check,
it's done.
It's just different.
They get complacent.
well,
Yeah,
now, 'cause now
exactly.
college, they get in the check too.
It's all about how, like, it's this. I'm gonna connect all the dots here with everything that we're all talking about. You talk about, you know, it's all about how you play the hand that you're dealt. The hand I was dealt with, I have a degree in Spanish, and the day after graduating, I said, you know, I don't want to be a teacher. I want to do sales. And that's a tough thing because I don't have any internships. I have no sales experience, right? I have a fucking degree in Spanish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, it's all about how you play your hand. It's all about how you twist that sales story, right? Yeah, I have a degree in Spanish, and I was able to study abroad. You know, I was able to really understand psychology, people, different backgrounds, perspectives, points of view. And when you're in sales, you're dealing with many different stakeholders, blah, 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 you know, the whole thing. So I asked my brother, like, yo, like, what should I do? Like how, like, you have any, like, connections? He goes, I'm not sure, maybe. But, hey, I just matched with this girl on Tinder, and we're going to the diner for breakfast as a second date. You want to come? I'm like, yeah, sure. He's like, yeah, we'll talk about that. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll go. So we get told the Four Seasons Diner from my Eatontown, Tim Falls people. Four Seasons Diner we went to. Me, Keith, and this girl, Alicia. And I'm like, yeah, guys, I'm trying to get into sales. And the girl, Alicia, second day is like, oh, have you ever heard of Paychex? I'm like, no, what the fuck's that? Oh, it's a big payroll company. It's selling payroll. Hey, I actually just left there, but, like, you know, I could hit up the manager and, like, I can get the ball rolling for you. I'm like, yeah, that would be great. And she helped me get the ball rolling there. I interviewed really well. And then it's funny because I called her, I got the job, I got the offer, I accepted. I called Alicia. I'm like, yo, like, that's mad FTB. Like, thank you for.
I feel like my trade, like being a barber, has to do a little bit with what you're doing with you bringing the people to your table.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm building connections.
You're
like,
networking.
I see.
You're networking,
Like,
bro.
yeah, exactly.
You're digging deeper. I mean, the mentality's got to be, like, I'm not just transactional. I'm not just here to give you a fade and then, like, all right, see you later.
Exactly.
Like, talk about your fam, talk about your kids, you know, dig a little deeper.
Yep.
That's the thing. Like, it's a commodity, a haircut. There's so many barbers that are doing this, right? Like, how is Jordan going to differentiate himself?
Stand out.
Right?
Yeah.
How is that person going to walk away from the barbershop and be like, yo, this is my fucking guy. No doubt about it. I'm coming back. When you dig deep into that relationship, man, you make them feel special or important, bro. And it's easy to say these things, but again, it's all a choice, man. Like, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care type shit. You know what I mean?
Damn,
You know what I mean?
That's deep.
Hey,
Yo.
shout out Maya Angelou. That was her. That's her quote.
Can you repeat that again?
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, brother.
Yo.
And that's big facts, bro. You ever hear those? You ever meet those fucking Poindexter know-it-alls, right? They piss you off. They don't care about you. They just care about them looking good and them just spitting out, regurgitating all this information, man. But where's the value prop in that? How does that help you out? How does that help you out? How does that elevate you guys, man? But when you could couple that knowledge with helping that other person accomplish their goals, all of a sudden you walk away like, man, that person adds value to my life. Like, I fuck with them. I want them in my circle. I want them part of my network. And that's what it is with everything we do, whether it's barber, even with electric work, right? Yo, you know what I mean? Like with your customers, you're helping them out. Whatever you two set out to do, man.
My parents own a bagel shop. I work in a bagel shop.
Man, make it the best fucking, not only the best bagel, make it the best fucking experience ever, man. You know, we talk about perspective, right? I want to share this story because, we all might be people viewing this. They might be able to relate to this, and this is real life. This is what actually happened to me. So I want to share this story. I had a buddy from childhood, rocking to elementary school to now, and he was my buddy. But I talk about that theme of bullying. He would bully me sometimes, and he would be condescending, and he would be a dickhead, honestly. And when I was younger, I was very naive, and I tolerated that. A lot of times, I didn't even know what was going on, just because I was immature and I was naive, like I said. And then that individual, they and again, I'm going to be real. I'm going to say the fucking story. I'm not going to beat around the bush. They hit some adversity, right? They hit some adversity in terms of drug and alcohol abuse, academic probation, and they had to go to rehab. They had to go to AA, and I'm not going to name names, but that individual, they went through something, and now I give him all the credit in the world. He's over 4 years sober now, and that's what's beautiful about the table is that, he lost my trust through his actions and being condescending, but I was able to forgive him because he went to AA, he went through a process, he humbled himself when he was at rock bottom, and he asked if we can meet to apologize. I wanted to use the platform of the table to do so and to catch up with him because honestly, I haven't seen the kid in like 3 years because I cut him off. But he sat down as a man, was transparent, and he apologized and he addressed how what he did was wrong and how he's learned from it. And I respect him for that. And, we talk about the theme of like happiness and security. He specifically told me, this is why I say these things, that he was a bully, he was condescending, he would try to put people down because it was stuff going on in his head and his insecurity. And it would make, that's where he was getting his validation and happiness, was trying to put other people down. So that's why, honestly, when we look at people who maybe are miserable, who are honestly assholes, a lot of times it comes from that insecurity. And it's not it's not necessarily a reflection of you. It's more of a reflection on what's going through them.
They're projecting something.
They're projecting what's going on with them. Exactly. So I mean this happened this summer, and I'm just super thankful for it. First and foremost, I'm very thankful that he's sober and that he's in a better place now, and he's going to be able to make an impact and change the world. But this is a real repetition. I'm a baseball guy. This is a real at bat of what people actually go through, and now we use this experience. And we can be more relatable with other people when they might have struggles and they might act a certain way.
See, but I got a question for you. Is the trust the same? Because personally, for me, I would always have that in the back of my mind. Like, he was this condescending guy. Like, you forgave him. But do you still trust him the same as when you first had that relationship?
Yeah, the perspective's always going to be different, I believe. But it reopens up the conversation of, like, we can build this trust back. I mean, think about it this way. I'm going to throw it back on you. If you're ever fortunate enough to be a father one day and you have a child and your child does something really bad and you can't trust them anymore, are you still going to love them? Are you going to be able to?
See, but I feel like that's different. I feel like you can't compare a child and a friend. Because a child, that's from you. Like, you created that child.
Yeah.
And because the child, you have a responsibility for, no matter how much you might not trust them, even if you don't love them, you have a responsibility.
But what, in your case, that person, like, they hit you up, right? They were like, they wanted to, like, make, like, amends, kind of. So, I mean, like, in his case, it's kind of different. It's like, they came back to him.
I'll be feeling more a little towards his side. Because I don't look at what you did to me. I looked at, like, the principle behind what you did to me.
Yeah.
So I look at it like, you showed me a character trait about you. And, like, I can't.
So, it sounds like, so you're saying you don't believe in second chances?
No, I believe.
It depends what it is, though, too. It depends.
I believe in second chances. I don't believe that. Now I'll side with you. I do not believe in third chances.
Yeah.
I believe everyone deserves a second chance. And you got to look at the proof in the pudding. Well, why does that person deserve a second chance?
Even if they get that second chance, in the back of your mind, you always know that that's what they did to you, and you should always be aware of it could happen again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. Anything is
like
on the table.
Like you said, it's a character trait. Once it's revealed, you'll start realizing it slowly and slowly.
Because there's no telling you might slip.
How old are you? So think about Abe today, Abe 5 years ago. Would you say they're different people?
Yeah.
Right? So the same thing with me and my friend. Him today, him 5 years ago. I mean, it's a juxtaposition. It's night and day. Right? People are young and they go through things and they're still trying to shape their perspective on life and the world. I feel like when you're young, young is the time to make mistakes, right? If this happens again, absolutely not. I can't trust them anymore.
Okay.
But I feel like we're young, so we have that we have that
Think you
window.
can go back to 100% trust?
I think so. I think with a second chance, yes, a third chance, no.
See, now the second chance I might give you.
70.
It takes time. Well, you know what it is. You're just starting back up
Like,
from the
I'm
ground.
every-
You're starting
Nah,
back up from the
I'll-
ground up. You
I'll
can you
definitely
can
give
do your
second
little
chances.
microwaves.
Like
You
the
chip away at that trust again, and then over time,
Yeah,
you keep making FTBI, right? You keep making those deposits, right? You think about a bank account. If you go bankrupt, doesn't mean you're going to be bankrupt forever. You can take steps. You could chip away at getting that net worth up, little deposit, little deposit, little deposit, and get back to where you used to be. So I think the parallel I draw is with this FTB IRA. Yeah, you fucked up, major withdrawal, but if you keep making those deposit, you know, you can get back to that emotional bank account
I
amount.
see where you coming from.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like,
This is why we're here, fellas, to have this conversation. Not like, nah, fuck that, I don't agree with you. Oh, nope, I'm not talking.
Nah,
Nah,
yeah.
for sure.
This is
see
this,
where
we're,
you
we're
coming
having
from.
a conversation.
I guess, like-
this is how we get better by
But I
having
just
the
be looking at it
conversation.
like
case to case is
it
different.
makes me uncomfortable because now it's like every time you're around me, I have to second look you.
What I'm saying.
So it's like now I just feel uncomfortable because it's like all right.
I
them,
understand.
could
I
be
understand
around
both
them.
sides because
both
yeah.
sides is a good
We
point.
were
Yeah.
like them. Like there's been times where like I'll come into the studio, I'll just leave them like in my apartment, or if I have to do anything, like I don't mind it, cause it's like I don't have to second guess them. I feel like someone like that, it would make me uncomfortable, so I'd rather just not deal with it.
All right, put it like this. If you're chilling with like our boys right now, right? And it's fake money, but say that was real, right? We all leave. Someone else is in here. We come back, and that shit is gone. Whoever took that, say you forgive them by some miracle, right? Say it was real. Say you forgive them.
Let's say that's 20 bands.
Yeah. Say you forgive them and they come back, bro. And whatever, you're talking to them. In the back of your mind, you're always like, I gotta watch him. He's a thief. You know what I mean?
Or something. Say another time money goes missing again. Even if he didn't do it this time, my first thought is you did it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
So it's like it kind of, and then that starts a problem. You get me?
Oh, you don't trust me? Like,
Yeah.
no, you did it once.
So it's like
Yeah, I
it's
get
weird.
that. I get
But
both sides,
I see
though.
what you're
Yeah.
saying.
That's why
I think it's a case by case
I
basis, right?
respect what you do too. Like
It's a
'cause
case-by-case
it's
basis.
hard for me, so I respect that you able to do that.
Yeah. But let's like dumb it down to like a more realistic situation. First off, none of us are having 20 bands out ever, right? Even if I had that money, I have no reason to fucking have 20 bands out. Let's make it more realistic and then talk about this. Let's say we're having this podcast and there's $100 bill. That's realistic. You have a fucking Benjamin there, you know, and you know that shit goes missing. Yo, what the fuck, Jordan? You stole $100. You stole $100. Yo, fuck you. You know, then I feel like if I asked Jordan like, yo, why did you do that? And maybe there was like there's never a legitimate reason you should ask for it, but maybe if there was some sort of crazy emergency, you have that dialogue, you further understand like what was the impetus, what was the reason for doing that. You know, maybe it could be forgivable, maybe it can't be. I don't know.
So look, can I play devil's advocate now? So all right, but from my point, I feel like there's no telling if he's in that situation again, right? He could be down bad again, back against the wall, and he does the same thing again.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
And the thing is with that, like you said, you should always be verbal. You should never snake somebody,
Oh,
especially
fuck no.
your boy. Like these guys right here, I don't see them as friends, bro. Like y'all real life my brothers. Like we're family. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for them to, I'm not saying they ever would. I know for a fact they wouldn't. But hypothetically, for them to take my money when if they could have asked and I would have willingly handed it over, is fucked up. You know what I mean? It's the fact that I would never even think of doing that to you.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're gonna do me like that? It's just, I'm big on
It's
principles.
principles. Yep.
Right.
Big on
Yeah,
that.
I'm big.
We got like the same core values at the end of
Yeah.
the day. Like,
I think it's a case by case basis depending on what happened. I mean, in my context, you know, someone calling me a faggot behind my back or someone calling me a pussy behind my back. I mean, I feel like that's a lot more. I'm a lot more willing to forgive someone just for saying words than someone like I don't know, like some.
Just segue real quick. About like got an hour 15, but I want to wrap it up in a fun way. Let's talk about either scenarios or personal scenarios,
That,
and we're gonna classify them if they're FTB or not. I got one. I know it's for sure FTB. So one night I'm chilling with my boy. Right, we outside, just chilling, talking. I get a call from my other boy. He's all the way in Newark, like 30 minutes from here. His tire's flat. But his spare is here in the garage. Like, he lives with us. His spare is here. We have to take the flat, bring it to the gas station, fill it, drive all the way to Newark just to give him his tire, then drive all the way back.
Are you asking that's FTB?
Yeah.
That's the epitome of FTB.
Yeah, I'm gonna put someone on blast right now. I'm gonna put people on blast right now. Ready?
Go ahead.
I got one. So there are these kids, right? They pulled up to my house. I was cool with them. But they came to my house at 3 a.m. wanting beef over one of my exes. But they were my boys, like down to earth. Like,
What kind of beef? Like, so you're friends now? Are they associating with your ex, like, and like hooking up with her? Or?
I don't know all that.
What's going on at 3 a.m. to pull up to your house? Like,
Wait,
what
was
I
that
don't
your ex
understand.
at the time, or you was with her?
That was my ex at the time.
So what do they want to do at 3 a.m? I don't get it. Like,
That's
they
what
want
I'm
to have a
try-
conversation.
that's
They
what-
want to throw hands. Like,
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
what the fuck?
would you consider that FTB, like,
Fuck
them
no.
switching up on their boy?
Wait, time out. So we're talking. Just so I'm clear, we're talking about. You're asking if it's FTB or not. If your boys are switching up over. This is over
I
a girl.
just wanted to say-
The personality, the mentality is changing all because of a girl. Yes or no?
Yeah, for real.
Wait, is that
the
a
anti-FTB? Not even fucking close.
is that
You know-
frozen account like withdrawal?
Withdraw.
Oh my god, the overdraft. You get kicked out the bank for that one.
You get fucking
Listen, this is how you say. I don't know what the situation is now with those boys, but if your friends switch up on you over a girl, I can't tolerate that. Your boys are your boys, bros. They say like bros before hoes. Seriously, if you're gonna change because you're gonna put a girl on a
That goes with
pedestal,
another one.
that's a huge fucking
I
problem.
gotta go on, Brody. For all of y'all.
Fuck that.
All right, so say it's like
though.
me and Gio, right? We at the club, right? And this one shorty come over and she talking to both of us, right? And we both feeling her,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And we talk about it. You're like, oh, I seen her first, this, that. And you're like, who should get her? Like,
Yeah.
what is the FTB solution for that?
The FTB solution.
I say you just do rock paper scissors.
I like that. That's good. Best two. That's gotta be best 2 out of 3.
Or heads or tails.
Best 2 out of 3. Best 2 out of 3. And then if it's best 2 out of 3 and I lose, we're doing 5 out of 6.
This is my personal experience with someone who got kicked out the bank. So I had a girl, right? And after we had stopped talking, I wasn't the best person to her, right? I fucked up a couple different times. Right?
That's big leadership right there, taking accountability
Nah, yeah. I
on
told
a
like,
public forum too.
nah,
Like,
she knows. Like I've told this to her face. Like,
Yeah.
I fucked up a lot. So my boy wanted to get that.
after you.
Yeah.
And
But like me and her, we was never together serious. We was just like really talking.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind that he wanted to talk to her.
Okay.
But where it fucked up at was he was using what I did to make him seem
To
better.
elevate him.
Yeah, saying
Like,
I
yo,
would-
he did this. Yo, shorty, I'm never gonna do that.
Yeah, I would
how Could
never-
how could he do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, that's
all
wow.
That's crazy.
All that.
Streets. Him, not her. Him. Streets. Fuck that.
And the fuck,
Bro,
the,
you
the
don't.
craziest
What's it
part.
called? Throwing someone on the bus? You don't fucking do that. The whole point of friendship, the whole point of brotherhood is you fucking elevate one another. You gas each other up. You make each other's life better.
So to break down an hour and a half
Yeah, it was a
into
long
a couple
episode.
seconds. FTB, perspective.
Transparency.
You create your own reality. That was a big one. I really fuck with that.
And what did you say? You create your own.
Oh, we all control our own
Destiny.
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 You
Choices,
could,
Yeah.
choices. Everyone has a choice.
bro.
Choices, yeah,
You know,
definitely.
Victim mentality, no go.
Nah, no
don't
victim
do
mentality. None of that.
It doesn't bring you nowhere.
Doesn't.
Like, look, your life's fucked up, right?
Bro, think about.
You cry
let me,
about it, your life's still fucked up. You don't do nothing.
Let me tell you, we all have so much energy, right? Why are we gonna waste energy bitching and complaining? Why don't we use that energy to find solutions?
For real.
Right? Right
Find
there.
fucking solutions. If there's a
facts.
problem, fix it.
We don't want to hear the problem. We want to hear the solution. Straight like that. We
Yeah,
brought
we-
you to our
And
table.
we are, exactly. We accomplished that. Yeah.
That's what this was.
That was a good episode.
Instead of oysters, was Don Julio. Non-stop politicking, episode 3.
Wrap it up.
We out.
You know what it is.
Bang!
Good thought.
Bow!
Don't eat my pasta.